I went to my first comic, like my comic convention, and I bought this. This is actually my first Funko Pop. I thought he was so cute. I love his coloring. Like, that's what really drove me. The other ones are so bright, and I feel like ugly. But I was looking at it, and I looked him up too, and I feel like there's only 4 of the Funko Pops. Doesn't make sense. 4, only like Dipper, Mabel, Bill. I don't know who wants fucking Bill. He's so ugly as a Funko Pop. But Dipper and Mabel. So I was like, oh, I want to design them. So I did. And to design them, the first thing I did was simple. I studied Dipper. You know, I ripped him out of his box. I took him from his home. And, you know, I just started looking at him. This is what this is. And I think he is really cute. The little eye thing, little eye lines. So I started drawing. I think the first one I did I think this is Seuss. Yeah, this is Seuss. I don't know if I should do a recording talk over all of it. Because, like, I don't have that much to say. But so for Seuss. I keep saying Zeus. For Seuss, you know, he doesn't have, like, all their character designs are really simple because it's like a cartoon and that makes it easier to animate. But for Seuss, I did his nose more like squarish because he has a hooked nose. And I didn't know how that would translate in Funko form. I looked up other Funkos, and it seems like most of the noses, they do have, like, they're just, like, triangles usually. Except for Dipper. Dipper has, like, a cylindrical or something. A circle. He has, like, a fucking oval or something on his nose, and it pokes out. Again, he's really cute. They really did their one on this one. I usually hate Funko Pops. Mr. just more into them. Then I decided to do 4 people. Seuss, Wendy, Stanford. While they didn't have Stanford in this earlier, in the original lineup. But I assume this came out way before, like, the twist. This is probably, like, season 1 Gravity Falls or something. Collect them all. But, so Stanford probably wasn't released yet. But I did Wendy next, because she wasn't my favorite character. I like her more now than I did then. But I never hated her. I thought she was cool. Like, yeah, I thought it was nice that she didn't have a crush back on the 13-year-old. Because, yeah, of course she would. But I feel like in a lot of not cartoons, maybe it's just anime. In a lot of anime, they like the weird age gaps. I guess it's only 2 years. But as a teen, that is weird. And then this is Pacifica. She's the only one doing really a pose. I wanted to put something in Wendy's hand. Because Dipper has the book. Stanley has his little cane. Mabel doesn't have anything in her hands. Well, that sucks. But, so I wanted them all to have something in their hands. So yeah, Seuss got a handyman bag. He got like a box, a toolkit. He got a toolkit. It took me a minute. He got a toolkit. Wendy got an axe. I'm not too happy with that because I know she didn't want to be. I feel like it goes against her character. Pacifica, she's not holding anything. I just give her a pose instead. I don't know what she would hold because she's the llama and like the symbol. So I didn't know what she could hold. I guess just a wad of cash. That would have been funny. But yeah, I did her earrings. Hers was also pretty simple. I did her nose more upturned, like a square. Kind of similar to how I did Wendy's, but I did Wendy's more longer. And then for Stanford, this is Stanford. This is all sketching, by the way. I'm going to color later. Usually I just color. But since they're so small and there's not a lot of detail, it's really just simple coloring. So it didn't take me as long. Really, their eyes were the hardest part. But for Stanford, I wanted him to hold something too. So I gave him his little ray gun. It took me, I was like, should I just make him hold the book, one of the books? But, you know, by the end of the series, he wasn't really holding it. He was the author, yeah. Maybe I should have gave him a pen. Or, what does he write, a quill? No, he just needs a quill. But I gave him his gun. That's what I decided on in the end. You'll see it after I color. I don't think I put it in this sketch mark. But yeah, he has the floofy hair. They all have floofy hair. You know, you can see it more with the short hair. But they all have floofy hair, and I guess Stanley doesn't show his hair. I made that decision with Seuss, too, because he has short hair, and it's hidden really under his hat. And then, yeah. So he's got his little red sweater vest on, because he's a nerd. It's not a sweater vest. It's just a sweater. I guess I could have made his coat longer, his trench coat longer, because it is real long. But, it's fine. And the crack in his glasses, I did that. And then this is just me. I'm doing line art. I don't do it too much. Usually I just like pick a pen and I stick to it. So I don't really like I don't have like good line weight. I try to do that this time. Like I try to make the head with my number 1 pen. I haven't used these pens in a minute. I've been on this not rut, but on this fix of using like normal pens, like nice normal pens, but they dry out so easily. And that's like, I guess these ones dry out too, but I'm gonna say that's more to them being old than anything. But when I went to the I keep wanting to call it Comic-Con, but I didn't go to Comic-Con. I went to a local toy show that had comics. I actually bought 2 comics. I bought this comic, you guys, whatever. I bought this comic. It's a Marvel one, but it's a story and art by Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki Takashi. Takashi? Damn, I can't. Sorry, probably butchered that. But yeah, I got it because I really like the art, and I'm probably gonna try to like not copy it, but I'm gonna try to like draw it myself because I really like the art, and I do want to start making comics. I want to do that. What was it? 10 days? Or I want to do the 30-day comic challenge. Just make 10 pages in 30 days. I watched that one video by that one guy. I don't know the name of. Oh shit, my phone's unplugged. Damn, I'm on like 10%. But yeah, I'm on Seuss now. I did it. I think I drew Seuss first, and then I drew Wendy, and then I drew Pacifica, and then I think that was the original order. I don't remember though. It's not like it matters. But I drew Seuss next. I love this mystery shirt. They should have sold it. I don't know if Disney does, but they should have definitely sold it. I love it. This colors are simplistic, but it's like, I love how the mystery's like dripping. You know what? Say what you will about Stanley, but his merch game was always on point. And I wonder how rich is Stanley canonically. Is he like really, really rich? Because you always see him have like like hundreds of dollars, but they could easily just be ones, and that's not as impressive. I mean, 100 ones is still $100. So, you know, but like, you know, you always see him stuffed with cash, and like, yeah, he doesn't trust banks. So that maybe he only has like a couple hundred on him because he doesn't trust banks. But if he doesn't, he's like really rich. Good on him, you know? Because I guess, how did Stanford make his money canonically? I guess he was just like a scientist. Yeah, he got grants and shit. What grant was studying the supernatural? Also, it's so funny, because like in like the the gnome's point of view, Stanford's the evil scientist trying to snatch him up. Like the shapeshifter, but the shapeshifter was like, he was evil, but like, would he have been evil if Stanford didn't raise him and then leave him alone for decades? That's torture. That's psychological torture. But you know, I didn't mean to make that little indent in his chin. That just happened because the way I was drawing it. I don't have like a table or a desk, so I've just sort of been drawing on my couch. That's what the blue background is. It looks more black from my camera, but this is a nice blue couch. So you guys I gotta watch this, but you guys can put respect on that. I have a pretty blue couch. I keep saying but. So yeah, this is these little fucking, what are they called? Those little pads on the elbow pads. His little trench coat, his nerd ass. I got his hair. Everyone loved Stanford. I like Stanley more because I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the hustle, all about that money. And like, as a sibling, it's like, I risked everything. You could be a little happier that I saved your life. And he's like, and I understand, like, you risked the universe for you. For you. You're welcome. God, so ungrateful. This is me erasing all the pencil. You know, maybe I should have I'm torn because I think line art makes things more defined and it does give it like a weight. But I also think it sometimes can make things heavy. Some drawings really heavy, which I don't appreciate. And, you know, if you're not careful, the marker will, like, bleed the pen. But that didn't really happen here, I don't think. If y'all did, you can, like, sort of point it out to me, I'm sure. I did Wendy's hat. They all have hats. I wonder what the symbolism is between those who have hats and those who don't in the show. Because Dipper has a hat. Stanley has a hat. Mabel doesn't. Pacifica doesn't. Stanford doesn't. Wendy has a hat. Seuss has a hat. I wonder if it's something like hiding, me thinking way too deeply into this. But Gravity Falls is a show you think deeply about. Like, all them ciphers and codes and shit. I never did that. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch it when it came out, though. I think I only... Dude, that statue... I watched that fucking 10-hour video of what's his name? About the cipher hunt for the statue. It was so cool. I was so sad when, like, the statue got destroyed. It was such a cool statue. like, if you're gonna have that for, like, the place that has it, I think it's in, like, some roadside attraction, which is so in character for the show. But since they have that, I really think they should, like, build it up to its former glory, you know, because, like, that's the thing, like, now it's just sort of like a triangle on a tree, and I was, like, really bummed about that. I was like, oh, no, because it was so good, and it was, like, huge. It was such a good statue. I forget the creator's name who made it. I think he was, like, a friend of Alex's, but he made it so well, and it was so good, and it was so, God, but no, I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it probably after, like, the last episode I watched the reruns on, what's its name? I think I have faint memories of watching Weirdmageddon when it came out, but I don't think I had, like, I don't think I was online at that point. Even if I was, my mom would have never, she would have never allowed it. And I wasn't, like, I was a good kid. I guess, maybe a scared kid. Maybe I was scared to misbehave. Maybe I wasn't a good. Does that mean you're good if you're just scared of consequences? But either way, yeah, I fucked up on her coloring for her hair. I'm looking at it as I'm recording this. So I don't want to take diva. But yeah, I think I should have gone with a lighter color. This color, I don't want to say it's piss yellow, but it is a darker yellow than I'm fond of. I have a lighter yellow, but I don't like the way it dries. So this is like really the only yellow I had. And like her hair is yellow. It's just a lighter shade than this. I guess more realistic, to be fair, technically. But yeah, I don't have a lot of purples either in my little 120 marker thing. Flex. Not much of a flex. But no, yeah, flex. I like my markers. I like them. I'm using more color now. I'm trying to learn color theory. I think that's the good part about me doing all them ACOs. I'm trying to do 130 days. I haven't done any for the past 3 days. I have to make like 20 not 20. If I just make like 3 a day, I'll be fine. I forgot the day it ends, but either way, what was I saying? Yeah, and then Seuss. Yeah, Seuss was easy. He had the least, like, amount of colors. I wasn't really stressing about his colors. Once I figured out what the base for his shirt was, it was easy just to get a darker color for that. I have a lot of greens, you know, but it's like, you never have the exact shade of color, which is disappointing because that's why I liked this. That's why I liked the Funko Pop Dipper Pine so much, because he stood out against all, like, because when I went to, it was walls of Funko Pops. And I was looking around, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, these are so ugly. I hate Funko Pops. And not just because my sister likes them. That's part of it, but that's not the whole reason. I think some of them are very, like, garish. Especially, like, the ones where it's like, oh, neon colors. Those are so stupid. I don't know why you collect me in a tirade. But, yeah, I don't care for Funko Pops. But I don't want to say it's, like, muted. But it's, like, maybe, like, a realistic coloring that Dipper Pines has. Like, you can go back to the beginning of the video if you want to see him out of his box and shit. I have him back in here because I had to record something, but I'll take him back out. And then Stanford Pines, colored him. I realized while I was coloring that I fucked up on his glasses compared to a reference photo that I had. And this is me opening the Funko Pop. I'm keeping the box, I guess, not just in case, because I don't ever plan to sell him, and I'm not big on, like, oh, collecting, da-da-da. Like, if I buy something, I'm opening it. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all are on. I get, like, collecting and not making money aspect, but, like, seeing something in, like, pristine condition. But, yeah, this was me opening him. But, so, what was I saying? Stanford Pines. Oh, yeah, the glasses. So, Stanley Pines has square glasses. That's one of the differences is how you can tell between twins. Stanley Pine has square glasses, and he doesn't have, like, a butt chin or a cleft chin, and Stanford does. Stanford also has 6 fingers, which is also a bigger hint. But, so, when I drew these, I did, like, a straight line, and then I did a circle. And I didn't do his whole face, like the Stanley Funko Pop, where it's, like, he has just, like, big-ass glasses, like Velma glasses. I could have made his ears, like, way bigger. That's a mistake. But you live and learn. So, yeah, his glasses were more square than I wanted. I was looking at the reference photo. I was like, oh, so this is me correcting it right now. I widened the thing. I made it, the hair in front of it. I don't know. Looking at it now, I don't know how I feel about that. But, yeah, I made it more circular and more, like, angle. And I think it turned out pretty well. And then I was looking at this. I was like, oh, the thing about Funko Pops, the defining feature, you would say, is the big-ass black circles, the lifeless circles. And I don't know if maybe I just drew him too big, because now that I'm looking at it, his head's, like, pretty big, but the eyes aren't as big as I'm looking. It's, like, the size of my fingernail, which isn't too big. I have dainty hands. And maybe that's why they look very, like, button-esque. But I did Stanley's. Oh, yeah, here's all complete. And I'm happy about him. I'm proud of him. I think my favorite right now was, like, I think either Seuss or Pacifica. I think I really captured their character. But Seuss does look a little scary.